When you park beside a tree at the movie theater and then immediately forget about the tree. So when you step out of your car, you headbutt the tree. That's how I started my day. Then I went and watched The Crow. I don't know which hurt worse.
Welcome to pizowell Home Video.
So The Crow remake, reboot, reimagining, whatever is finally upon us. And I can absolutely see why Lionsgate postponed its release. And why there's absolutely no hype. And why the review embargo lifted on the day of the release. And why it has, as of right now, a single-digit score on Rotten Tomatoes. What I'm getting at here is, it ain't good. Stick around to the end of the video to hear Jeremy's thoughts on The Crow. So for the sake of my sanity, I'm not going to compare this Crow to the Crow, the only Crow, the real Crow, the Brandon Lee Crow. I will give the new Crow this, though. It didn't trample too hard on the Crow's toes. Now, as a huge fan of the Crow, I wasn't insulted at all by this movie. I was too busy being bored by it to be insulted. This movie, the only word that describes it is off. Everything about it is off. The characterizations, the plot, the mood, the tone, everything. The first act of the movie focuses on the tragic love story between Eric and Shelley, and it feels both painfully slow, yet also too rushed. The movie spends a lot of time with Eric and Shelley, but unfortunately, Bill Skarsgard and FKA Twigs have absolutely zero chemistry. I guess chemistry reads between actors who are supposed to have a romantic interest in a movie are just things of the past. I didn't invest at all into their romance, and because you kinda know it's not gonna last long, I was just waiting for the inevitability to occur, so the movie could get started. Also, how in love can you be with someone after a week of knowing them? I mean, they go from being absolute strangers to, I will endure unspeakable pain for you, I will become a mass murderer for you, and I will swap my soul for you in what seems like days. The movie doesn't do either character any favors either, because they spend most of their tender moments together having boring conversations, or even boringer sex. At least, it looked boring. The second act of the movie is Eric kicking it with a guy whose only dialogue is exposition in a limbo that looks like an old train yard. Eric discovers his newfound powers and then sets out to make the wrong things right. There's a couple of okay action sequences here, including the fight scene in the SUV that we all saw in the trailer, and kudos for a moment of realism during that scene, in which a gunshot from inside the vehicle deafens the shooter. I can't tell you how many movies I've seen where a shooting takes place in an enclosed space, and nothing. However, The Crow really picks up when it becomes a Crow movie. When Eric dons a long flowing coat, he paints his face, and goes on an absolutely wild killing spree. This is by far the best part of the movie, and features some really cool and some really over-the-top violence, most of it involving a katana. Eric uses his katana to slice and dice his way through more hired goons and random thugs than you can shake a severed limb at. And speaking of a severed limb, there's a moment in the film in which a character has his arm cut off, and then shortly thereafter, his head. Jeremy erupted in laughter during this scene. I've never seen him do this during a movie before, especially at the theater, but he found that character's demise so entertaining that he just burst into laughter. I'm telling you, that kid is bloodthirsty. The Crow features a solid cast. I like Bill Skarsgard, and I think he's a good actor. He just doesn't have much to work with here. And honestly, he looked just as bored as I was for the most part. Danny Huston, another good actor, plays the bad guy. and he's one of the most shallow, one-dimensional villains I've ever seen. Huston is ultimately given even less than Skarsgard to do. And why give the villain supernatural abilities? They're so underutilized and just unnecessary. Maybe if they had been more realized and more intrinsic to the story, it'd have made the character stronger or more of a threat. I don't get it. I had never heard of FKA Twigs prior to The Crow. I think she gave it her all, but she's handcuffed too. Shelley is just as uninteresting as all the other characters here. There's also just some silly moments in the movie that took me out of it. All the violence that takes place in the final act takes place during an opera in the opera house, and we're supposed to believe that the opera goers can't hear the World War III that's transpiring down in the lobby over the performers. And when I say World War III, I'm talking about hundreds of rounds of ammunition, people screaming and wailing in pain as they're being cut to ribbons. Visually and stylistically, they try to make the movie look gritty. It takes place in this squalid urban hell where it's constantly raining, but it lacks any character and just looks and feels like they're trying too hard to be dark. The soundtrack is also a bummer. There's one cool musical cue featuring an Enya song, but that is it. The problem with The Crow is that it's lifeless, heartless, soulless, lacking passion, lacking energy, lacking charm, wit, personality. It's a movie that was made because the rights were available, and at the very least, the title would get people's attention. At least it's not as bad as Wicked Prayer. If you've seen The Crow, I'm sorry. But let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. And don't forget about those trees, man. They hurt.
Howdy, folks. Jeremy and I just got back from watching
the new Crow movie.
The new Crow movie. This is something you've been looking forward to for months. You've talked about it often. The floor is yours, Jeremy. Tell us your thoughts on The Crow.
Killing.
There's a lot of killing in The Crow. That's for sure. Especially in that third act. There's quite a lot of killing. Was that your favorite part of the movie?
Yes.
The killing.
Yes.
So there is a part in the movie toward the end where a character gets his arm cut off and then is beheaded. Jeremy laughed out loud in the theater when this happened. He laughed out loud. What was it about that character getting his arm cut off that just tickled you so?
Yes.
What was so funny about that?
Killing it's so gruesome.
It was gruesome. It was pretty gruesome. Yes, it was. And you found the gruesomeness to be funny.
Yes.
There you go. So, was it worth the wait?
Yes.
You liked the movie?
Yes.
Did you like Bill Skarsgard as the new Crow?
Yes.
Did you think he did a good job?
Yes.
What'd you think of all the tattoos?
Cool.
Do you want to get some tattoos now?
No.
No. They're cool, but they're not cool enough that you want your own tattoos, right?
Right.
Okay. What did you think of the villain? What'd you think of him?
The bad guy.
What'd you think of the bad guy?
He's evil.
He was evil. That's true. He was evil. That's right. So, other than the guy getting his arm cut off and then beheaded, what was your favorite part of the movie?
Killing the bad Roman.
Killing the bad woman. Okay, yeah, there was a bad woman in the movie. Yeah, okay. What were some of your other favorite parts of The Crow?
Don't know.
That's it?
Yes.
So there were only 3 parts you liked. You liked the killing of the woman, the killing of the guy gets his arm cut off and his head cut off. And that's just 2 scenes.
Yes.
Those were your 2 favorite parts of the movie.
Yes.
But you still liked the movie overall.
Yes.
Okay. All right, give us a rating on The Crow. What would you rate The Crow?
2 thumbs up.
Jeremy's giving it 2 thumbs up. Wow. As somebody who loves the original Crow so much, I'm surprised you gave it that. I'm surprised you liked it that much.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, Jeremy liked the new Crow. He liked Bill Skarsgard as the Crow. He liked the killing. He liked the gruesomeness. He cracked up. Like, Jeremy laughed out loud in the theater.
Yes.
When that dude got his arm cut off and then his head shortly thereafter.
Yes.
That's the first time I can recall Jeremy just straight up bursting out laughing at a movie.
Yes.
In a while. And it's odd that it was that scene that tickled him to that degree. But, you know, Jeremy's bloodthirsty.
Yes.
Jeremy's bloodthirsty. He likes the killing. He likes the gruesomeness. He likes the blood. And The Crow definitely had a lot of that going on in it, especially there toward the end. There was a lot of blood, a lot of body parts flying around, lots of gruesomeness.
Yes.
Yeah, and Jeremy dug it.
Yes.
Jeremy dug it. All right, well, there you go. Jeremy gives The Crow 2 thumbs up. He liked Bill Skarsgård as the Crow. He liked the bad guy. What did you think of Shelley? The lady who played Shelley. What did you think of her?
She's pretty.
She's pretty. But Jeremy likes her. She's pretty. Jeremy likes pretty girls.
Pretty girls.
He also likes bad girls.
Bad girls.
But she was a nice girl.
Yes.
But you still liked her, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add about The Crow?
Yes.
What?
Too gruesome, too violent.
Too gruesome and too violent.
Yes.
So therefore, it's right up Jeremy's alley, right?
Right.
Okay. There you go. Jeremy gives The Crow 2 thumbs up. What do you want to say to everybody?
Thanks for watching.
What else?
Rock it on social media.
What else?
Rock it on Facebook.
What else?
Love you guys.
What else?
Take care.
What else?
See you next time.
What else?
Say love you. Say peace.
Peace.
A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description.
Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.